really to make an informed decision about sister locks. Okay, so basically I always try and explain to people, I'm referring to retitulings. I always try and explain to people that everybody's work is different. So what's supposed to happen is when you're investigating sister locks, what you're supposed to do is look at quality of work, look at the images, have a conversation with that consultant, research independently and find out any feedback you can gain on that consultant, and then make an informed decision. That's a very important part of it. But also, I mean, you can see that we try as best as possible to share as up-to-date images of people's hair as possible. It's just so you kind of understand that visually you're looking at the size and you understand that is the size that has been installed on their hair, and this is how their hair looks as it's being maintained. A lot of the time, what we're finding is people are asking, obviously it's natural to ask about cost of the retights, but nobody actually investigates the quality of retight. So you can have a fantastic installation, a great installation, but if the aftercare of that installation is not that good, then you will turn out to have not that great collection of small locks on your head. So it is really important also to investigate the actual aftercare, not just the installation, and to kind of understand basically what the thought processes are of that person who is going to be on your hair, why they do what they do. We need to stop making it a mystery. So understanding how you go about making sure that there is no hair loss, how you go about making sure that your head is not hurting, it's not pulling. All that information is really important. As much as you're going to investigate the installation and making sure it's done from the tip to the base, the aftercare is very important. A lot of the time when we rush through things, especially with the African hair, it just leads to basically pain, and a lot of the time it leads to a higher risk of hair loss. So understanding how the person actually works is a very important part of your investigation. And I always say, for you to know whether the quality of the aftercare is good, from the base to the tip, you need to see that the lock is as much as possible all one size. And if it's not all one size, you kind of have an understanding of why it's not all one size. Maybe it's how the hair has kind of ended up locking, because some people's hair bulks up towards the tip. So you have to investigate that as well, and make sure that it's not because it's done halfway or it's not being taken care of properly. So that's a question of retights, quality of retights. Also investigate that. Look at the hair, look at the formation of the locks, and have a conversation about the aftercare of your installation. Don't just focus on the money, but focus on the quality of the care. Very important. Also, we're getting a lot of inquiries from men about the small lock service, and a lot of the time, sometimes you get people referring to brother locks. And with this brother locks, obviously brother locks, sister locks is the smaller size and brother locks is the larger size. But as you know, we have decided not to recertify as Sisterlocks Consultants. So we basically do what we feel is right for the hair. The hair dictates the size. Now, my argument about specializing in small locks but then choosing to do bigger locks on men's hair, I don't understand the logic of that. I've never understood the logic of brother locks, by the way. I just celebrate small locks. So basically, if you have African hair on your head, and you have a certain strand type and a certain density, then you'll get the right small lock size for your head. So it's probable that a lady's hair lock size might be bigger than yours, you being the gentleman. Because I don't go on the fact that you happen to be a man and your locks are made big because you're a man. Because think about it, how hair grows out of our hair. When you look at a collection of African hair put together, you can't tell whether that's a male or female when you see the cluster of curly African hair. You can't. So I don't understand why there is this kind of idea that men should have bigger strands, because men's strands don't grow out of their hair thicker than women's strands. So it's just when you're inquiring about the small lock service, it is a small lock service. It's not being done different because of your gender. It's done in the way that suits your hair, because ultimately